Yo, welcome to Virtue's Last Reward with Justin and Elam. You may recall that I once again kind of shot an episode that was too long for one, so we cut it last time. We're going to be picking right back up. Now the instructions, I presume, once the door is shut. It looks like there's no going back now.
Observation.
Yep, instructions. You're in.
Hooray! Everybody's finally here! I've been waiting.
So have we. We've got some questions for you, Zero. Who was that old woman?
Well, all of you, please stop bombarding me with questions. The
All?
other people in the other rooms are asking me stuff just like you are, Siggy. I guess you probably can't hear them since these rooms are completely soundproof, but B.O. is especially loud. For real, B.O. I need you to shut up.
So am I getting a specific feed that is different than what he's saying in the other room, or...?
There isn't much time. I gotta hurry and explain all this stuff, or the game will end before I'm done. So, no answers for now.
Alright, you are stalling me way too much. Yes, get to the instructions!
About the AB game. Since it's a game, you're obviously going to have an opponent. But it's not like this is a battle royale where you just each round will be a one-on-one battle.
Fight everybody.
Mono a mono, or mono a womano. Well, there are two people in each pair, aren't there?
So it'll be more of a 2-on-1 battle, I guess.
Now, I imagine you're all wondering who your opponent is going to be. It's actually really easy. You'll be competing against whoever you paired up with to go through the chromatic doors.
Ah.
For example, Siggy
Yeah,
and
so
Fido
that's
paired
going
up
to be
with
Luna
Mooney
this time.
and went through the magenta door, didn't they? That means that Siggy and Fido will be playing against Mooney. And it goes the other way too.
Mooney's opponent will be Siggy and Fido.
Duh.
Obviously, that means Potassium and Cleaver's enemy will be Alas. And B.O. and Quirk's enemy will be Tenmeoldy.
These are some dumb nicknames, gotta say.
Well, I guess enemy isn't really the right word, is it, after all?
We don't know, you haven't explained the rules yet.
Then they're your ally.
What? Don't get it? Well, don't worry. Just listen while Zero the Third explains it all.
Please stop with the accents.
First, I want everybody to focus on the screen on the device in the back of the room. You should see A,
Yep.
ally, and B, betray on it. Do you?
All you guys have to do
Is pick! Your DP will go up or down, depending on what you pick. It's a little complicated, and some of you are a little slow. So, I made this handy chart. The plus and minus are from your point of view.
Okay, yeah, it's the prisoner's dilemma, I think.
So, let's say you choose ally, and so does your opponent.
Both get
You'll
plus
get
2.
2 BP, and so will they.
and you'll all get a nice warm fuzzy feeling inside.
We call that
The best pals outcome.
just puts a smile on your face. Next is what you get if you choose ally, but your opponent chooses to betray.
This for us, this for them, and considering that's mostly just punishing them, the incentive is probably not high enough, realistically.
If that happens, you lose 2 BP, and they get 3. We call
Probably
that the
4.
stupid jerk face outcome.
Somebody did that to me. I'd skin them and stew them with some taters.
Okay.
The third choice.
Really
is
getting
the
on my
opposite.
nerves now.
It's when you choose betray. This time,
Yeah, it's
You're
thing.
the one
You get
who
3,
gets,
they
we
get
call that
2.
the
minus
serv-
2.
I mean, what were they thinking? Choosing ally was a stupid choice, and there's nothing for you to feel guilty about. And to find the very last. This is when you choose
Yeah.
betray.
Double
If that
betray,
happens, then
double
you're
betray.
absolutely zero chance.
we call this the why even bother outcome. As the game master here, this
You're probably wondering about the pairs, aren't you?
No, I'm really just wanting to push the
Remember
button.
how I told you that both people in a pair, the two of you only get one vote. You
Yeah,
get
clearly
to
'cause
choose
there's only one
once
screen.
between out. It doesn't mean you split your points, though. You both get 3 points, or lose 2 points, or in other words, what you see on this chart is what you get.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that about does it for the basic rules.
There's advanced rules?
It'll just have to wait, I guess. After all,
Trying
it's
to play.
almost time. No.
Hey, wait!
I won't
No,
wait.
yeah,
Can you
let's
hear
just
me?
move!
1 minute.
You
Yeah, no
see,
kidding.
it's see you later. Have a nice trouble.
Although, again, yeah, now, so what this establishes is that no, we absolutely could just wait the whole thing out. Then everyone would just automatically pick ally. Everyone gets 2 points. What? Who cares? This is why I think that betray option definitely needed to have a higher point payout.
We don't have time to talk about this. Choose
Just
betray.
one extra point is why.
We don't know if she'll ally or not.
Sure, but we don't die if our points go to 0.
If we choose
Right.
ally and she chooses betray, we're screwed. That's a loss of 2 points. You tell me, Sigma. What's 3 minus 2?
Well, it's still 1, so A, it's still not a problem.
Exactly. If our BP gets down to 1, it's over. So,
Why would it be over because it goes down to 1?
30 seconds.
just press the damn button.
You're hiding something. Yeah, you've been suspicious from the get-go. I mean, how'd you know my name? Or how about when we found that old lady's body? You didn't even blink. Almost like you knew she would be here. Yeah, and instigated the autopsy for that purpose. That's just really stupid.
Fine. If you won't do it, then
Don't think so. I'm not gonna move till you give me some more answers. If I don't do anything, it'll just vote ally for us anyway. So let's hear it. What are you hiding? What's "it's over" supposed to mean?
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7,
Yeah, I don't care.
6,
Just move.
4, 3, 2,
when your BP hits 0, you die. That's what I meant.
1.
Yeah, and 1 is not 0. Plus, it's Luna.
Round
If it was
1
Dio, I would
of
expect
the
she's
Ambidex
definitely
game
trying.
has been. Results will thank you, Ambidex Gates.
As fine, I stepped out of the AB room, I could see the others running toward the monitor, shoving and pushing to get closer. Tenmyoji was left behind, his footsteps a slow, heavy plod. What had happened to make him like that? I don't know,
What was
someone
that,
dying?
Sigma? Don't play
Huh?
dumb. You chose ally. Didn't you hear me? I told you that if your BP drops to 0, you die.
And I told you, 1 is not 0. Yeah, no,
No, you could have done
no.
it. The
Yeah, I
brain's
know.
processing power increases during a crisis. It starts working so fast that a second can seem like an eternity.
That is
Your
some
brain was
straight up
doing that
BS.
right before time ran out, wasn't it? Well, am I?
What the hell are you talking about? Okay, then fine, let's be generous and say hypothetically that you're right about this crisis overclocking thing. How would you know whether or not my brain was doing that? Did you crack open my skull while I wasn't looking? You just wedge a microscope in there and have a look at my neurons? These are some weird comments, man. I'll be straight with you. Your shit is whack, like hella whack. I mean, you just know stuff you shouldn't. Stuff like my name or how if your BP hits 0, you die. You told me you don't know why, but more and more I'm starting to think you've been lying to me.
Yo, what's up? Siggy!
Shut up.
Oh! Hey, what are you kids doing over there? We're about to announce the results.
I don't see anyone
Let's
else.
go. Time to see what the results are. Maybe it's different this.
This time. Hey, Fi, hold on! Shit. Yeah, so,
Good. Looks like you're all here.
Let's get ready to rock!
You're just announcing the results.
Game!
Round 1!
The results!
If everybody would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
Our eyes were already on your monitor. Okay, that's a different transition. What'd I tell you? I wanted to... Okay, good. Hold on. So, Kay and Clover. Clover. Okay. Yeah, Dio. Yeah, that definitely checks out.
Here are the results from your game. Now, let us check the numbers on our bracelets.
Oh
Thanks,
no, it's
Luna.
nothing. You don't have to thank me. I only did what anybody would have done.
May I direct your attention to the results? Not anyone did that!
I believed in you and Phi.
Well, believe in me anyway. When Luna glanced away, I threw Phi what could only be described as a shit-eating grin. Rather frustratingly, she didn't respond, only turned away unperturbed. I was about to press the issue when I heard Tenmyoji's voice.
Quark, what happened?
He was with Dio. What do you think happened?
No, it wasn't me.
Yeah, no
Mr.
kidding.
Dio tricked me.
Tricked
He
you?
told me he'd pick Ally. He promised.
That doesn't matter. He doesn't need to promise you anything. He can just push the button. He's much bigger than you.
That's why I let him do the voting.
Is this true, Dio?
Are you serious? This kid's full of shit.
Oh, yeah, right.
I didn't do squat. Quark was the one who decided how we were gonna vote. And you wanna know what he told
unlikely
me?
as all get out.
You just leave the voting to me, Mr. Dio.
Yeah,
Grandpa's gonna
that's how
choose
he's
to
talked
ally for
at
sure,
all this whole
'cause
time.
I'm his opponent on this one. I think we should betray. To be honest, I'm getting kinda tired of that grumpy old bastard.
Yeah, he has at any point used any
He's
language
out of
remotely
life, but
approaching that.
it's time
Oh
for
wait,
him to go.
Dio's used that language like
What do
that
you
this
say we
whole
leave the old
time.
fart
Oh,
here
and
and
he's
we-
the one giving this. That's why I'm talking over it, because I
Got a
don't
plan.
care.
Don't worry about it. I'll just he'll believe what. Besides,
Yeah, whatever,
what
blah,
he
blah,
said
blah,
was
move
pretty
on.
good plan. All right, let.
Yeah, you're lying.
Yeah, really,
Never
obviously.
should have trusted you.
It also
Dio!
really shouldn't have come down to trust.
You're a lying
It
jerk.
really didn't
Sure,
need
kid,
to.
keep whining. See if I care.
Grandpa,
Yeah, exactly, see?
you believe me, right?
Don't let this brat fool you, or
course he
this is
does.
just part of...
You bastard! I'm not gonna let
Only
you
a
get away
moron.
with
Yeah,
this.
so the one time he's used that has been against Dio.
That's enough.
Who is
Don't lose your
acting like
temper.
that?
How long have I known you? I could be deaf and blind, and I'd still know if you were lying to me.
You're just as gullible as he said you'd be. Hook, line, and sink. Let me give you a little warning, Tenmy. That little shit is a hell of an actor. I'll bet you money he's a born con man.
And you're a really garbage
I don't know
one,
what he
let me
is
tell
to
you.
But if I were you, I'd trust the kid as far as I could throw him. And at your age, that can't be much. You hearing me, old man? Keep an eye on him.
Trying to get between two people who know each other.
It's all right. I understand.
Good luck.
I'm so sorry.
I apologize. This is very
Ah, well, we don't know who between them. Although I'd assume it's Clover, given what we know of her. It looked as though another argument had taken place while Quark and Dio were fighting. Whatever it had been about, it appeared to have resolved itself.
The past is the past. I'll just have to try and get those points back and then... Zero, when does the next round start?
What makes you think we'll be having another round?
Well, you said round one. If there's a round one, then there's likely a round
Nice
two.
job.
Besides, didn't you say the goal of the AB game was to get 9 BP?
And there was no way in round one to get to
That's
9.
impossible without a second round.
I think that's impossible without several more rounds.
Yeah, you're right. There will be a second round.
When?
I don't know.
Why not?
Why ask? Click, click.
The voting
It was
happens
2 hours,
when an AB gate
20 minutes ago.
opens.
There...
Right. So, let me just close.
Why were they staggered and not
Amberdex
just
gates
all
have
at once?
closed.
Whatever.
Round 2 of the Amberdex game will be the moon.
Did the first one have a name?
Moon
I don't think
cards
so.
Will be required to open the gates.
Yeah, presumably through the second set of chromatics. Moon cards? Oh, because the first ones were sun cards. Interesting. That means we,
Yes,
obviously.
and now.
You'll have to look for cards with moons on them.
Yeah,
So,
through the next set of
how many
chromatics.
times do we play the AB game?
Until someone wins, I imagine.
As many times as you need to.
It's anybody's guess how long it'll go. But I plan on keeping this party going until somebody opens the number 9 door.
So it's over when someone gets 9 BP.
Nope. As long as that person doesn't open the number 9 door, the game goes on!
So they could just keep accruing?
Of course. You could also get stuck just below 9 BP, where every bunny just keeps going back and forth, winning every single points.
Yeah, so this is my point about why that Betray really should have it should have at least double the points of the ally. Otherwise, it should be clear to everyone here that it is in everyone's best interest to just not bother with the AB game. That way it always auto-allies. We don't even have to approach it. And if anyone does try, they're obviously only going there to betray, which now means that they've outed themselves to the whole group.
After all, if there's no bunny with 9 BP, if that happens, you'll just have to continue on to round 3 and round 4.
Which is also why instead of auto-ally, the time limit thing should inflict penalty.
Round 100, round 2000, you might even go all the way up
Not
to
without
round
some
24.
food.
Although, I really hope it
Water
doesn't come
first.
to that.
Hey, can I ask you something?
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, I don't know. Can I? I'm not in the frame. There's rules about who can go into the secondary doors, right? Like, you have to have 3 people exactly. Well, what about the number 9 door? Are there the rules the same?
There aren't any rules about how many people. It could be 1 person.
It would have
or 2
mentioned
people,
that.
Or even all 9 of you.
Yeah.
All that stuff about how you have to have 3 people to go through the secondary chromatic doors. Maybe it's not 100% true.
What?
Well,
what do you mean?
You can open the door with just 1 or 2 people if you want.
That's not what you told us.
Well, I didn't want to make things complicated.
Yeah, this is some of those advanced rules you were talking
Explain
about.
it now.
Just use the bracelets.
What?
There's a sort of scanner between the 2 doors. It checks to see if the right people are going through. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's scanning the people.
So, it's scanning the
Ding ding ding!
Yes.
As long as
Trying
the
to get
scanner
done.
sees the right combination of bracelets, it doesn't matter how many people there are!
But wait, hold on a minute. Do these things even come off?
Oh, yes! They do indeed.
When you die.
Then how do I take it off?
Well, there's the first is to get through the number 9 door and escape. As soon as you're out, the bracelet unlocks all by itself.
Hey, wait a minute. Which means the first person to get 9 could just go out, and it said there were several, that the door stays open for a bit. They'd get out to that point, well, and unless it's like several corridors, stairs, and whatever not. But if it is just like a straight corridor, they throw the bracelet back, and as many people as possible can use it to get through, too. Yeah, death, clearly.
Hey,
Same way as last time.
what's the second way?
I think you all...
What?
Do you really want to get rid of that bracelet?
Of course I do.
No, it's easy. Nothing to it, really.
Yeah.
You
Just die. Yeah, that doesn't hold as much punch when that was also in the previous Nari game.
Electrical impulses.
You know what an electrocardiogram is, right?
The line?
Technically, it's a machine that
Oh, yeah.
grabs the
Anyway, the point is that your fancy little bracelets pick up on. So, when that signal goes away,
The lock on the bracelet releases, right?
yep. So there you go. The second
Goes
way.
away,
Or it
but
stops.
also possibly
Your bracelet
then-
comes off.
Yeah, but also if you took enough Soparil first. Sure, you'd probably need the others to use a defibrillator to get your heart stopped again, or started again. But hypothetically, that could be tricked.
Apart from that, if you try something harebrained, like trying to break them, I don't think I need to remind you what happens when you do that.
Well, then you successfully get them off because it kills you and you die. Now
If
you can
you're
take it off.
lucky, you might get to see a few of them come off during the next round. Oops. I guess it's not going to be very lucky.
Next round.
What do you mean?
Well, do I have to explain if somebody might die?
There.
Yeah,
If I
clearly.
guess, I'd say it's going to be 10 meals
Well,
or less.
No one else is at 1 point, so yeah.
Or...
What?
Why am I going to die?
I guess I can tell you why. Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you mean the needles in our bracelets activate and we die.
Correct.
Yeah, which Fi already knew. So, if I had been right, how had she known before Zero told us?
I see. Alice and I only have 1 BP. That means we'd have less than 0 if we lost 2 points.
Which also means the only kind of person who would possibly choose betray when paired off against you is someone who wants you dead. Because, again, there's not enough points being given as payout for betray for that to realistically justify it.
What?
They would have to
What
want
the
you
hell?
dead.
This is important stuff. Why didn't you tell us about this earlier?
Because it couldn't happen until at least round 2.
Sorry's not going. I thought you were supposed to tell us the rules.
Well,
Is there anything else you... It's not fair to make people play a game without explaining all the rules.
I think
It's also not fair to make it non-compulsory, or to make it compulsory,
Well,
which we were
it's
all
not like
kidnapped,
everybody
remember?
else knew, right? Right, Fido?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
I guess so.
interesting. Calling her out. I took a moment to go over everything in my head. The AB game would continue until someone had opened the number 9 door. There were no rules about how many people could or couldn't pass through the 9 door. That meant it was possible for everyone to escape. The secondary chromatic doors could be opened by any number of people so long as you had the right bracelets. The bracelets would only unlock under 2 conditions: if you left the building or if your heart stopped. If your BP hit 0, the needles in your bracelet would activate, killing you.
Oh, the
And
next
one less.
set of chromatic doors you already saw.
Yep.
There should have been 3. That means
red, blue, and green.
that to get through, you'll need bracelets in cyan, magenta, and yellow.
But wait, you've already got those bracelets. The colors change.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it did change. I guess I hadn't noticed that.
Me too.
Mine too. Wait, I guess the colors weren't the only thing that changed.
Oh shoot, it
It
also changed
switched
to
from
solo.
pair to solo.
Interesting.
You're right. Mine switched from solo to pair.
Alright,
Mine
so
is now
who's the
solo
new
as well.
groups?
Yep, looks like mine. I've gone from solo.
I'm still a pair.
The 3 of us
Oh,
seem to
someone
be
else.
magenta.
I'm yellow. And it still said Fi, you and... Yeah.
Ah, so the people who previously paired end up as all the same color on the next one, but not the color of the door they actually went through. Why not? That
Looks
would've
like
been
I'm a
little more
pair.
straightforward, I feel. Oh, no, it's definitely not, because, yeah, Fi shouldn't have been with him at all.
When did they change?
Right, because we started with me and I was
Back
blue.
when the AB gates. As soon as the gates close, the pair and solo
Yeah,
is
so,
fine
yeah,
with
it is
that,
shuffle.
Of course, no rules or. Now, with all of that explained, sadly,
Yeah.
What?
well, there's not really anything. I mean, I'll never see you guys again. Did you really think I was gonna cry?
No?
As if I'd cry.
Yeah. Just move on, please.
I may be gone, but maybe I'll see you again. Have a nice tragedy.
Yeah, good for you. Trying to get to the next break-in segment.
That little piece of shit. If I could just get my hands on that little fucker, I'd squeeze him.
Yeah, well, it's digital, so no.
What happened? We've still got a while.
Not that much of a while.
We should go and see if we can find... Maybe there's a vent or a disposal chute or something. If there's a chance Zero missed something.
I concur. There's no point in... We lose nothing by looking.
We should also
Let's
figure
split
out who
up.
the new pairs
5
are.
minutes would give us a good half hour or so.
Let's meet in front of the chromatic doors 5 minutes before they open then. Any objections?
There were none. After some nods and mumbling, they split up and moved off to investigate. I was the only person who stayed behind. Damn, how the hell did I end up here? Why? Why me? Try as I might, I couldn't think of anything I'd done that could have landed me in Zero's game. I hadn't pissed anyone off, at least not this bad. I didn't know anybody money, and my family certainly wasn't rich. If anyone was hoping to get a fat ransom payout for me, they were gonna have to be very disappointed. Obviously, I wasn't some kind of genius, nor was I an Olympic athlete, and I certainly hadn't been chosen by God to fulfill some great purpose on his earth. Well, at least if I was, I didn't know it yet. Had I started a fight with a frightening and mysterious new religion? Where are you pulling that from? Had I hacked into some terrorist group's server, unless you were a hacker? Had I witnessed an assassination? No. Had I gotten wasted and had a one-night stand with the mistress of a prominent politician? Well, if you blacked out, you wouldn't necessarily know. What? Okay. Anyway, I was just an ordinary college student. If there was a reason I'd been abducted and put in the nunnery game, I'm sure I couldn't see it. Or no, I sure couldn't see it. Why was this happening to me? I thought back to what I'd been doing right before I was taken. My memories were still a little blurry, but they were there. Are we just replaying that opening kidnapping cutscene? Yes, apparently. Perhaps with some talking over it this time? Yeah. Christmas Day, 2028, early morning, California desert. The moon was beautiful. I'd just finished writing a paper due that day and was heading to my car from the research building. The parking lot was empty and a bright moon cast sharp shadows across the chilly pavement. Last time I'd looked at the clock, it said it was 2 in the morning, which meant that today was Christmas. So why was I at school typing away feverishly on Christmas? There were 3 reasons. First, my home computer had suddenly decided to eat shit. When I hit the power button, I just got nothing. I didn't have the time to spend all night troubleshooting this stupid thing, so I headed back to campus to use one of the school machines. Second, the professor in charge of my research group was a Buddhist. Christmas didn't appear to have any sort of significance to him, and part of me couldn't shake the thought that he was trying to make some kind of point. Third, my girlfriend had broken up with me a week before. I'm sorry, I don't think we should see each other anymore. Goodbye. All I got was that one cold email. Ugh, ouch. Try as I might, I couldn't even get in touch with her. Of course, that meant I wouldn't be attending the party we'd been planning on going to. Somehow I didn't think drinking by myself around a bunch of happy couples would really be a good idea. Probably accurate. At any rate, I'd stayed up all night to finish my paper and emailed it off to my professor before the sun began to rise. As I walked around the parking lot, I felt light. Perhaps it was the relief of finishing my paper. Perhaps it was the 5 energy drinks I'd chugged to stay awake. Perhaps it was both. Slid into my car, stuck the key into the ignition after only 2 tries. I twisted the key. Nothing happened. Huh? I jiggled the key in the slot and tried again. And again. And again. On the 5th try, the engine made an odd creaking noise like metal on metal and fell silent. Oh, well that's just grand. Damn it! You stupid piece of shit! I screamed and pounded on the steering wheel, but nothing worked, because why would screaming and pounding on the steering wheel work? The console was about to get a visit from my fist when... something exploded from the sound of things. Huh? What the hell is this? Why is my car smoking? I clawed at the door, and for a moment I thought that it was just my panic and lack of sleep that were keeping me from opening it. It wasn't long before I realized the truth. Shit! Open! What was going on? My mind was racing, trying desperately to puzzle out what was happening through a haze of fear and caffeine-fueled neuron misfires. That was when I saw it, just a glimpse in the rearview mirror, but I was certain there was someone behind my car. I spun around as fast as a very tired college student sitting in a car can. Who's there? My vision started to swim as the smoke filled the car. The more of it I inhaled, the heavier my body felt, and I could already feel the world starting to go dark. Alas, my strength failed, and I collapsed sideways into the passenger seat. My eyes slowly drooped closed. And then you woke up in an elevator. Yeah, that elevator. Yes, we've been through this part. When they opened again, I was in the AB room with Phi. Yep, we were there too. Why is this happening to me? I spent a few moments wallowing in misery. I figured I deserved at least a little self-pity. But even I knew that brooding and whining wasn't going to get me anywhere. Like Kay had said, we need to at least try and find another way out. So I shook my head to clear it, stood up straight, and headed off. Alright, so this is where we are finally going to call it. And unfortunately, looking at the time, we are almost certainly also going to have this be episode 4 when I am finishing recording the 2nd episode. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.